We are deep in the Elimination Chamber match in Toronto that will determine who goes on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And CM Punk has just eliminated Logan Paul, who's limping out of the steel structure. But with the door open, it opens up a chance for revenge. Roman infiltrates the chamber and demolishes Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It's scorched earth. It's a bloodbath. And given that there's only 4 men legally left, this has devastating consequences. Roman is possessed. He's unrelenting. And as he looks through a haze of red that he's seeing, he's also covered in red. And he finally leaves the chamber. But it leaves a very cocky Drew McIntyre, who pins both men to a deafening amount of boos in Toronto. And it leaves him alone, one-on-one, with John Cena. But it's backstage where we see Paul and Roman leaving. But while Roman ignores Nick Aldis, Paul doesn't, and he says, "Nick, I had no idea what he was going to do. I promise you, I don't control him." And Aldis says, "Well, you better get things under control." Roman has left a path of destruction, and the road to WrestleMania is now as unstable as ever, just like Punk is unstable on his feet as he limps out to the ring on Raw, but he is still demanding that Roman Reigns show his face for a fight. But he doesn't get Roman, he gets Paul. And Paul looks panicked. He knows that Punk helped Roman win War Games and that everything's been thrown into chaos. And he reassures Punk that he had no idea what Roman was going to do. However, Punk wasn't the only one affected, and Paul is cut off by Seth Rollins. Nah. We don't care about CM Punk. We don't care about Paul Heyman. We don't care about any favors. Paul, where the hell is he? And Paul is insisting that he doesn't know, and Rollins pushes him over. But this sets Punk off, and he runs down to start the fight with Rollins. Neither man is anywhere near 100%, but they're fueled by hatred, not only of Roman Reigns, but of each other. They haven't truly settled their differences either, but as Adam Pearce indoor security separates both men, with the wounds from Elimination Chamber still showing, it is the panic on Paul Heyman's face that tells the story, especially when he's approached when arriving at the arena on SmackDown and asked about the favor. But Paul refuses to comment. However, his night only gets worse when running into Drew McIntyre. "Paul, you look terrible, man. No doubt upset about me eliminating your boy from the chamber. No doubt upset about Roman not answering any of your phone calls. It's quite a love triangle you've got, but you can't be loyal to both, Paul. And listen to me right now. Once I destroy Damian Priest at WrestleMania, I'm going to sit front and center at the monitor backstage and watch you all burn." Drew is clearly salty after being beaten by Cena in the chamber, sending Cena to the main event of WrestleMania against Cody. But it's WrestleMania that is on the brain of Seth Rollins as he comes out and desperately wants to let out his anger. Let's cut the crap. This has nothing to do with CM Punk, and it never has. He's just trying to insert himself like always. So Roman, I want you at WrestleMania, and it has to be 1-on-1. It's on again. Punk takes exception to everything, and he's pissed. But it's a brawl that feels even more personal. And with the tension about to boil over, we cut to picture-in-picture. But if you're watching this on TV in the USA, there would be an ad and you'd miss everything. But thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video and clicking the link in the description, you can avoid all of it. Because with Surfshark, you can virtually travel to another country and watch WWE on Netflix with minimal fuss and catch all the action. Like Seth pulling back the ring mat to try and end CM Punk with a stomp. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no reason for you to not at least try it. And by using my link, you can lock in an extra 4 months on your 2-year plan. We love a picture-in-picture here at Murfs YT13, but what's even better is next to no ads on Netflix. So thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring the video, and thanks to you for clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code to get started and allowing yourself to keep watching the action, like Seth, who's about to put CM Punk out. Punk severely injured on the road to WrestleMania once again, this time deliberately. But Rollins isn't done. He chases the stretcher down and hammers Punk once again. It's unbelievable. It's a side of Rollins we haven't seen in some time. But he leaves through the crowd and Punk's road to WrestleMania stops dead. But the twists and turns certainly don't stop, because Paul Heyman has one duty on SmackDown, and that is to announce the return of Roman Reigns. New York City, acknowledge me. You know, it seems like everyone's pretty confused, but it's real simple. I'm back to right the wrongs from WrestleMania last year. And my plans were ruined by Seth Rollins and CM Punk. So I went into the chamber to take care of business. And yeah, Seth's right. What we have is far deeper than anything else, but CM Punk inserted himself. Speaking of Punk, Paul, please tell me, why were you on Raw last week trying to help him? Roman, you're finally speaking my language. You want to make things right, and so do I. And I want to do it at WrestleMania. Roman is staring a hole through Rollins, but Rollins continues to poke the bear. Oh, well, hey, why don't you ask special counsel for permission? He has all the answers, right? Or maybe, even better yet, give CM Punk a call. He probably already knows the plan. Oh, wait, he probably won't answer either. Listen, Roman. Obviously, I didn't stomp your head into the concrete hard enough because you're here. So give me one more chance, and I promise you won't get up next time. And you can believe that. That's the final straw for Roman, and now he wants it Rollins, but even more security gets in to hold him back. And Paul is behind him, trying to calm the storm as well. But as we'll find out, this is only the eye of the storm, because the most chaotic scenes are yet to come. But it's Rollins who still wants to talk WrestleMania, and he's speaking with Adam Pearce, and he's demanding that Pearce makes the match official between he and Roman now that Punk is out of the picture. But Pearce is not happy with how Rollins took him out of the picture, nor is he happy with Rollins showing up on SmackDown uninvited. And he needs to be able to trust him. And he tells him to focus on his match with AJ Styles in the main event, rather than hijacking other shows. And that match is of course outstanding, but it's ultimately ruined by AJ's future opponent for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania in Braun Breaker, which leaves Rollins in the ring by himself to close the show, but still demanding that the match gets made for WrestleMania and that it's one-on-one with Roman Reigns. But while he is seeking an answer, there is only more questions, because during the week, CCTV footage is leaked of Paul Heyman having a discussion with Adam Pearce that is time-coded to prove it was during Raw. And it was before Seth Rollins made the demand for Pearce to make his singles match with Roman official. And speaking of Roman, as SmackDown goes on the air, he's watching the footage. Once again, he has to question his special counsel. Paul, what is this? Why are you talking to Pearce? It better be to make the match between Seth and I at WrestleMania official. My tribal chief, I promise you, this is not what it seems. You saved me. You brought me to the island of relevancy. I'm loyal to you. I'm always loyal to those who help me. Every single time. But before Roman can ask any more questions, there's more commotion, and it's Rollins again, who has once again defied orders to go to a show that isn't his, just to get at Roman Reigns. And get at Roman Reigns he does, because they both fight through security, and the brawl spills out onto the concourse. But not only that, it then spills out into the crowd, and the whole building is on their feet. They all know the history. They all know what this means. But Rollins is so blinded by rage that he enters into the same headspace he had with Punk, and he tears up the ringside mat to expose the concrete. Heyman makes the save, just like he tried to do for CM Punk. He's loyal to Roman. He's loyal to those who help him. But this just even further embeds the need for this issue to be settled one way or another, which leads us to Raw and Adam Pearce issuing a big warning to Seth Rollins. Seth, your unwillingness to adhere to the rules is making this incredibly difficult. You want Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and I get it. But how can I trust that we are even going to make it there with both of you cleared? Listen, Adam, I'm forcing the issue because I know what this family is like. We've all seen the CCTV footage. Hell, you were there in person. Heyman is pulling the strings, and I don't like it. We need this match locked in, and we need it done now. I don't trust him. I don't even trust you. So sign the match, and I'll stay away from SmackDown. I won't go there if you don't screw this up. Fine. Next week, I'm inviting Roman Reigns to Raw, and I'm going to make a match official for WrestleMania. So here we are, Roman. Finally, on the cusp of ending it all. Putting all of this behind us, all the years of history, all the betrayals, all the reunions. It's just down to 2. But the big question is, who will be the one? You can feel the tension, not only between Roman and Seth, but from Paul at ringside as well. But it's Roman who has the final word. I don't have much to say. The history speaks for itself, but I will say this. Thank you. And I mean that. Thank you, because the moment you put that chair in my back, it changed the course of history forever. And it set me on a path to greatness. And it's greatness that you could only ever dream of. That's why they created a world title, because no one could take mine. And that's why at WrestleMania, I will finally embarrass you and put you down like you've always deserved. As Roman said, the history speaks for itself, and now all that is left is to sign the contract. And Roman signs. But then, when Seth looks at the contract, he notices something. There is 3 pages. Seth, I'll address you first. Your first mistake was you didn't kill me. Your second mistake was you took your eyes off the prize, which is a match with CM Punk. But your biggest mistake was saying that I've got nothing to do with this. Let me tell you a little story. The year's 2012. CM Punk is dealing with a dumbass rock-headed idiot. I call for some help. I ask for Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Chris Hero. But WWE insists on it being none other than the Golden Boy Roman Reigns. So where's my thank you? How about you thank me for putting both of you on the map even when I didn't want to, Roman? Rollins has had enough. He launches off down the ramp and starts fighting Punk immediately. He's trying to rid this place of Punk, who he hates more than anyone in the world. The powder keg explodes, but Roman stays back. He's going to save his energy, but he's also staring a hole through Paul Heyman. However, when Rollins and Punk finally get separated, Rollins is fuming with Pierce and he says, "Oh, so we're just going to honor favors now, Pierce, huh? You're pathetic. You don't have a spine." But Pierce shocks everyone when he says, "There's no favor. This was all me. You made my life hell, so now I'm going to make yours hell." Paul had nothing to do with it. It's a pipe bomb from Pierce. But if that wasn't the favor, what is? One of the biggest triple threat matches in the history of professional wrestling. Three men intertwined in history in very different ways. But it's the first way that they're intertwined that makes for the first major moment when CM Punk is talking trash to both and he's lacing both of them with shots. But for a brief moment, we get a mini Shield reunion as they drive CM Punk through the announce table, setting up the one-on-one showdown we thought we were gonna get. And you can feel the utter disdain, you can feel the years of pent-up aggression, and you can feel how much this moment means to both men. Roman looks for a spear, but gets brilliantly countered into a pedigree for the tightest of 2.9s. Roman hits a Superman punch and spear combo that draws an even tighter 2.9 out of Seth Rollins. The match is hinging in the balance, and it feels like something out of the ordinary needs to happen to end it. And it certainly does. Because with Roman down and Seth stalking him with a chair, it's looking like 2014 all over again. Paul is gonna take the bullet for Roman. He really is loyal, and Seth doesn't care. He's gonna happily take out Heyman until he gets caught and dropped by a GTS, and it sends him out of the ring. And then Paul is caught between the tribal chief, voice of the voiceless. Wise man, hand me the chair. I didn't speak to Adam Pearce about getting Punk in the match. I tried to keep him out, so it would never come to this. I'm sorry. This was not part of the plan. Rollins is the ultimate opportunist, and he proves Drew McIntyre right. Paul Heyman could never be loyal to both. And as Drew McIntyre watches on, Seth Rollins turns around and surveys the world he just burned down.